Alright, here's part 2 of your notes, section 2.3a. So this is the back side of your paper. And on this side we're going to talk about adding like terms. Adding like terms. That's a really important concept for your future success in algebra. You need to know what like terms are. To be a like term, like terms have same variables. They're going to have the same variables with same exponents. Same variables, same exponents. That's what makes them alike. Now the coefficients might be different, but the variables and the exponents are going to be the same, and that makes them alike. Okay, I'm going to run through this example here, and hopefully it helps. So you have 2 apples and 3 bananas, plus 4 apples, plus 5 grapes, plus 8, plus a banana, minus 3 apples. I think you would automatically, to figure out how much you have altogether, you would group apples, apples, and apples, because they're alike. So 2 apples and 4 apples gives you 6, and you take 3 away, you'd have 3 apples. Then you'd put 3 bananas and another banana, those are alike. Grapes just stand alone, there's 5 grapes and then the 8. So that's the same idea with algebra. So let's take this and relate it to algebra. So instead of 2 apples, we're just going to write 2a, a for apples, plus 3 bananas, we'll use 3b, 3 times b, because if you have 3 bananas, it's like you have 3 times 1 banana, 1 more banana makes 3 bananas. Plus 4 apples, we're going to go 4a, 4 times a, 4 multiplied by 1 apple gives you 4 apples. Plus 5 grapes, so 5g, plus 8, plus a banana, minus 3 apples. Alright, so now we've taken that and changed it into algebra. Okay, let's make a double sign change there, and the subtraction. 1, 2. And another thing you're going to want to do is when there's a lone letter, this letter here is all alone, there's no number, there's no coefficient with it, no number with it, you're going to want to multiply that by 1. You're going to want to slide a 1 in there. So you're multiplying by 1, that's the identity property, and that's fine. Okay, now you're going to regroup things. You're going to put like terms together. So 2a, you're going to put the apples first. 2 apples plus 4 apples plus a negative 3 apples. Now you list the bananas. 3 bananas plus 1 banana. Then you have the 5 grapes and then the 8. So you reordered it, perfectly legal because of the commutative property of addition. And now you can add the like terms. 2a plus 4a take away 3a. That's like 2 apples plus 4 apples take away 3 apples. That would give you 3 apples. Plus 3 bananas plus 1 banana. 3b plus 1b equals 4b. Plus 5 grapes, 5g. And then plus 8. And that's it. Right there will be your final answer. It's an algebraic expression. It doesn't really come out to be a nice solid number. You're just going to be left with an algebra expression. And you cannot add any more because they're not alike. So think about adding. You can't add apples and bananas and grapes. You have to keep them separate. Okay, let's kind of summarize the steps we went through. So step 1, we made double sign changes. So you're going to make a double sign change anytime you see subtraction. Double sign change for subtraction. So we should be pretty used to that. Next, we did this. We put a 1 here where there was a lone letter. So next thing is insert a 1 next to a lone letter. Insert a 1 next to a lone letter. And that's just multiplying by 1 which is fine. When you multiply by 1, doesn't change anything, the identity property. Number 3, we reordered everything. We reordered it, and we put like terms together, grouping the like terms. So we put all the A's first, or the apples, and then the bananas, etc. And we can reorder in an addition problem. That's called a commutative property. And then number 4, we added up the like terms. If they were alike, we added them together. All right, let's try some problems, see if you understand. So let's go through those steps and see if we can't figure out the answers to these next problems. So here we go. Letter A. Pretty long problem. First thing we're going to do, double sign changes. Anytime you see subtraction. So right here is a subtract, and then at the end. Next step, insert a 1 next to any lone letters. So look for a lone letter. I see a Y all alone right in the middle, so I'm going to put a 1 in front of it. Next step, reorder, grouping the like terms. Alright, so first thing I see is a 4x, so I'm going to look for anything that has an x, and I'm going to write those first. So there's a 4x plus a negative 2x plus a 3x. So that took care of that x. Next I see a 6y, so now I'm going to look for anything else like a 1y. Those two are going to come next. So plus a 6y plus 1y. So I did the 4x, I did the 6y, I already did the negative 2x, and the 1y. Next is a 10. And what else? It looks like a 10 would just be the negative 8, because both of those are constants. So they're going to come next. Alright, I think I have everything in the list rewritten in different order. And finally now I can add up the ones that are alike. So these first 3 are all alike. 4x plus a negative 2x plus 3x. So 4x plus negative 2x is 2x plus 3 more x's is 5x. Then come the y's. A 6y plus 1 more y makes 7y. That's a y. Then next, plus 10 plus negative 8 is 2. And that is your final answer right there. You cannot add any more because they're not alike. Alright, next example. Let's go through. Double sign changes. Look for subtraction. There's one kind of in the middle. And there's one here towards the end. I see a lone letter right here. So I'm going to slide a 1 in front of that. And now I'm going to reorder. So I'll start with 10x. And I'm going to skim and look for something else with an x. Okay, this is 6x squared. That's not quite the same. It has to have the same letter and same exponents. Keep looking for just a plain... There we go, negative 16x. That's next. Alright, next in the list, after the x came the 3y. So I'm going to look for anything else. Oh, here you go, plus negative 2y. And then a 1y. So those come next. The 3y plus the negative 2y plus the 1y. I have the x, I have the 3y. Next comes the 6x squared. I don't see anything else that's an x squared, so that's just going to be all alone. And the only thing I've left off my list is the 18. Okay, I can add 10x plus negative 6. That's like I had 10 apples and then I lost 16 apples. I'll be behind, so negative 6x. Then 3y plus negative 2y, that's like 3 bananas. Lose 2, gain 1 back. If I have 3 and I lose 2 and I gain 1 back, I'll have 2 bananas, so 2y. Then there's a 6x squared. There's nothing else like that, so that just comes down. And then 18 is the constant. And that would be your answer right there. That's it. Okay, last one. Look for any sign or double sign changes. So skimming, looking for subtraction right here towards the end. I also notice there's a lone letter. So slide a 1 right in front of that. Now reorder it. So the first thing I see is negative 2xy. Is there anything else that has an xy? Oh, right there. So those two will go first. So negative 2xy plus 7xy. Next, and I can reorder because the commutative property of addition. Next is a 5x squared. Do I see anything else that has an x right here? Negative 8x squared. So those two terms go next. Plus 5x squared plus negative 8x squared. It's just a matching game. You're just matching. Alright, I have the negative 2xy already. I have the x squared. Now I just have plain 6x. 6x. Does anything else look like that? Not quite. So plus 6x goes next. Let's see here. I haven't done the 1y yet. And I think that's it. So here we go. Like terms. Negative 2, think of them as apples plus 7 apples. That'd be 5 apples, but now instead of apples, they're xy. Next, 5x squared plus negative 8x squared. That's like 5 bananas and then lose 8 bananas. You'd be behind by 3, so negative 3 bananas, but they're x squareds now. And then your 6x. And then last but not least, 1y. And I believe that is my final answer. Alright, I hope this video is helpful, and good luck with your homework.